So today I want to talk about two articles. One has to do with this lady named Juliana Calderon, which she made strong allegations that she was kidnapped by ICE agents. And the other article I want to talk about is going to be the CEO of Crowd and Demand, his statement and how much money he actually turned down. So let's start off with Juliana Calderon. And June 30th, she had claimed to her family that she was kidnapped by a masked man, claiming to be ICE agents. Pretty much try to force her to sign her own deportation paper. As she declined, she didn't want to do that. The lawyers that was representing her family did a press conference, made a whole statement about how ICE agents kidnapped her mother. Well, Homeland Security investigation did their job. They were actually worried themselves after they checked the database if she was in their custody. Her name didn't pop up. So they were concerned about her, wanted to see what actually did happen to her. And this was during 4th of July weekend. While Homeland Security is doing their investigation, trying to see what happened to this mother and this whole press conference that they did and how concerned they are of her because they can't find her. We have insane, radical, leftist, liberals, Antifa actually ambushed and shot at Border Patrol. They went to the facility. So the reason why I put it together is because you guys want to talk about bad and how ICE is doing this and that. Well, Homeland Security ended up finding the mother in Bakersfield in a plaza. While the family knew that this whole thing was just fabricated as a family, they brought up the mom, and the mom was going to do another press conference claiming that she was rescued. A picture of her kind of looking like she was abused by ICE agents. Then that happened because they found it right before they were about to do that. And that family was about to make another GoFundMe page. So imagine that. What the media is willing to talk about so much and how their narrative gets pushed. And all this was just fabricated. Homeland Security found footage of her leaving Jack in the Box, going to a nearby sedan. So it wasn't no ICE agents. She willingly went inside the sedan. So they were more curious now. Well, she was found in Bakersfield. So while Homeland Security is actually doing their job and doing as much as possible to treat these people humane and actually investigate to see what's really going on, you had those lunatics over the weekend ambushing Border Patrol. A lot of narratives are not what they are. In the other article of the CEO of Crowd and Demand, he came out with a statement because I guess today, July 17th, there should be a protest and it's anti-Trump. So he was actually approached by an organization or organizations. From his estimate, $20 million he would have profit if he provided them with fake protesters for these protests that pointless, but that's what they need these fake protesters for. So he said that he declined because he sees it as ineffective. Also that these protests turn violent, and he just doesn't want that kind of bad image for his company. Again, narratives. What is the media really trying to show you and what they're not trying to really show you? I'm actually glad that the CEO came out with that statement and came out in public, because that's just showing more of what I keep telling you. These protests are not organic, and the way that things are being portrayed and the narratives that are being created with these reports, this information, I would hope that you'd be like, you know what? That's crazy. Let me look into it. Instead of throwing a tantrum and assaulting agents. And they have shown tremendous strength to do their best to defend themselves with non-lethal force. And even then, you guys are not satisfied. You guys are crying, victim, victim, when you guys are the cause of what's going on. So you guys are proud of saying Viva Mexico, but what does that mean to you? What does Viva Mexico mean to you when the moment they show you non-lethal force, you cry victim? You whine and complain because you got hit with the rubber bullet, that you got tear gas, while they're getting assaulted, shot at. Where's the pride in that? So I ask, what does Viva Mexico mean to you? I just want to be able to talk about these articles because that's important. All this was happening. The family was in it. With the mother, Juliana Calderon, fabricated all of that, made a press conference of it, got the crowd going. Did their best to humiliate or try to look the administration that they're bad people. Homeland Security was concerned about that because she was not in their data. She was not in their custody. They did their jobs during the weekend, 4th of July, trying to find this lady because they were concerned. And you had lunatics over the 4th of July weekend assaulting, ambushing Border Patrol agents. And the mother was just fine, having a good time in Bakersfield. And she also had already everything planned about her rescue. She had pictures of supposedly how she looked, made it look like the ICE agents were abusing her. Then you got the owner of Crowd and Demand coming out in public and stating that these organizations are willing to spend $20 million just to give you a certain narrative that there is a mass movement happening. That information is also important because he's telling you how much money they're willing to spend just to give you a certain narrative. Smarten up. Be curious. The internet is in the palm of your hand. Make some time for it and look into articles like this. Again, you got the internet in your hand. But I think that was important to talk about. You guys let me know in the comments. And misinformation, disinformation. What is the corporate media willing to share with you and what they're not willing to share with you? What they're willing to amplify and what they're not willing to amplify, to silence, to dim it down. They look at us like we're a bunch of idiots. But I don't think so. I don't think that. I think we're smarter. We're just being lazy.